Hello, hello. I have had a little bit of a disaster. I filmed a video yesterday where I made quite a lot of ephemera, and it was a long one, so I was going to have to splice it together. And I went to download the software, but it was getting late and it was taking a long time to download the software. So I thought, right, okay, I will do that in the morning and get it straight uploaded, where I made all this ephemera. And then this morning at about 4:30 in bed, I had a bit of an idea and thought, great, I'm going to do that. And as I have to edit this video anyway, I'm going to do this new video and splice it together with the old one. And then I put the memory card in the camera this morning just to start filming, and I deleted yesterday's videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the little tutorial from my idea, and then I'll just have to kind of show you and talk through what I did yesterday. So that was a bit pants, and you know, what are you going to do? Not a lot I can do now, it's gone. It's gone. So basically I have done a little bit of prep because I didn't want you to sit and watch me ink for hours and hours and hours. So this idea is based on Wendy's brilliant round tag pocket, where she made her little round. This is a 2-inch from the Herb embellishment set, and I've just cut it out with my 2-inch punch and inked around it. And this is the next size up die that I had, so I just made a few circles using that die. Now Wendy popped them together like that and then put in her image, which is great. Fantastic idea. And I had intended on making some of those, but then I thought I had a little idea, so I'm going to share that with you. Now this circle is about, let me just measure, 6.5 centimetres, which is, for those of you, 2.5 inches roughly. And thanks to everybody who put me right on my measuring skills yesterday. So I'm avoiding inches, no more inches, I'm afraid. It's centimetres all the way for me. So there you go. The circle's 2.5 inches, 6.5 centimetres, and I've cut a piece of cardstock the same width as the circle. I've cut the circle a little bit wrong. I've not quite got in the centre, so I'm just going to correct that first of all. So just grab this. I can't cut a straight line for toffee, so I'm just going to use my, that probably isn't a whole lot better. That's probably a bit better, which now means I just have to ink. Well, I'm not going to ink that for a second because I need to do something else. So we've got our card and we've got our half circle. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to round the top edges, and I'm going to do all the inking at once. I'm just going to use my little circle punch, and probably nowhere near the centre, but as close as I can get it, just pop out a little bitty bit, you know, just pop that bit out. So I'm going to ink round here. I'm not going to ink the bottom. You'll see why shortly. Okay, I'm just going to ink the other side as well. Now I've got a lot of ink on my, I'll probably have to cover this with something. Okay, so we have that far. Now I have out my stamp, Tim Holtz stamp. I've already used this because I've already done one just to check my idea would actually work. And I'm just going to do a little bit of random stamping on there. So, part 2. What I'm going to do is, probably didn't need to cut that out because of my other idea. I'm just going to ink around the very edge of my half circle, and I'm going to try my best to line this up straight. If I can. So yeah, it's I've got a Mac, so that's all good. It's now working. Everything is loaded on as far as I know now. iMovie was the thing that I had forgotten until I needed it yesterday. There was something else I wanted to tell you. I have got a memory of a goldfish, which I have been told is 2 seconds. I don't know if that's true. So I'm going to cut around this circle because this is a rounded tag. That's my plan. That's my plan. Quite liking how that looks at the minute. I'm just going to touch up that inking. And the other side. So that's that part done. Right, now I want to do a little embellishment here. So I used my my label punch. You can use any punch or you don't have to use a punch. It's entirely up to you. But I just wanted to embellish this half circle a little bit. And I don't want it to hang off the bottom of the tag, but I'm happy for it to come over the top. So I'm going to glue here. And I've cut it and inked it so you didn't have to watch. That's a bit thick there. I don't know why, I always use the top of my hand to pop spare glue. I don't know, does anybody else do that? I'm just going to slot that in there, make sure I haven't glued that, haven't put too much glue on it. No, that's fine. And what I did was I just cut out one of these tiny little pieces of embellishment. And do I want to pop a bit of cheesecloth? I think I do. I have a little piece of cheesecloth here. I'm going to pop a little bit of cheesecloth under it because I think that would be nice. So yeah, the video I did yesterday, I got to half an hour and the camera stopped because I'd gone to the half an hour, but I was still kind of only just started something, so I thought, well, I'm going to have to, I think I will glue it to the, yeah, I thought I'm going to have to do a second video. And then I thought, well, I may as well, as it's going to be 2 videos anyway, a longish video anyway, I might as well carry on and make something else. So I did. So it would have been about an hour video yesterday, so I suppose you're probably pretty glad it didn't occur. But, you know, like I said, that was me this morning. It's just habit, you see. When I do a new video, I delete whatever is on the memory card because on occasion I have recorded and, you know, the video stopped because the memory card was full. So I got into the habit of deleting the videos before I start filming, which is great usually, unless you haven't actually uploaded the video that was on the camera. So I quite like that. That's quite pretty. I'm liking that. Now we are going to pop this in here, but before we do that, I just want to decorate this back a little bit. So we've got very light coloured herb. I think I'm going to go for, I want one that's I can cut across the top without cutting into the paper. So maybe we'll go, I believe that's not rosemary, possibly. Or this one. I think we're going to go for this one. I can't tell you what it is actually off the top of my head. So I'm going to cut this out. This does kind of though follow the theme of the other embellishments that I've made. They're all kind of similar techniques and similar kind of feel to them, I suppose. And that's mainly because I've used the ivory cardstock throughout. And I wanted to use the ivory cardstock, one because it matches the mini embellishments that I made, but two, I just kind of wanted them to have a little cohesive feel because I'm hoping that these will kind of go into one piece of work, one journal. Now, do I want... just going to have a little look and see how that's going to look. Quite like the layers, so I need to glue that just above the embellishment. Then there's one more thing that I want to do to this that I will explain. Well, I can start explaining now. I really wanted the whale, I don't know, I think Wendy calls it the whale tail punch, tab punch, and it's from Stampin' Up. And I had a look and I found it on eBay. It was the only place I could find it, and it's like people are trying to sell it for $50. I'm sorry, I love it, it's a wonderful punch, but there is no way I'm paying $50 for a punch. No way, Jose, not in a million years would I pay that much money. So what I did was I took my label punch again, and I would absolutely recommend you try any single punch you have that has a shape or a decorative pattern, but it needs to be something you can have two of. So with this one, I mean, this one would work. This square punch, that would make quite a nice tab. But what I've done is I've cut the punch, used the punch, cut the label, I folded it in half, and then I just trimmed off the crease. And I think that's going to make a cracking little tab. So we're going to use it. Well, it does make a nice tab because I've tried it already. I like it. And it wasn't $50. And you can use it for loads of other things too. So I'm going to pop this one on this side, line that up how I want it, and I'm going to glue the entire back of this one. But I would absolutely tell you to give it a go, see what punches you have, and see if you can make some decorative tabs with them, because you know, you use what you have. Don't spend $50 unless you're able to do so, and that's very lucky. But crikey, $50. It's obviously discontinued because I could not find it anywhere other than eBay. But I like this just as much actually. Just want to make that a little bit darker so it kind of fits in a little bit better. Now I'm going to put something on the back here where I've smudged ink and everything. I quite like the look of that, but not the glue splodge, I don't like that. So I will cover the back with something. So the last step is to pop a little hole in here and pop in an eyelet. And the glue's probably still a little bit wet to do this, and I'm trying to line it up. Hopefully that's fairly close to the middle. And I think I'm going to go for brass. I think that will go. Set that in place. Now what would be nice is a piece of sari silk, but I haven't got a piece to hand, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to try and make a little strip of this kind of calico to pop in that hole. I don't want it very big. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to look good or not. I just want something. It might look better with something a bit more dainty, you know, like some, quite like that. Have I got go for a brass one again, little ball pin. and we'll see. I mean, I can add some beads or something to this ball pin a bit later, but for now I'm just going to show you that it will kind of, there we go. I like it, I think it's pretty. Let's put that in there. So this would look awesome as a shabby tag, wouldn't it, if you put some lace on, maybe laid it up. But I really like the rounded bottom. I just wanted to make something a little bit different. And thanks Wendy for that awesome idea. So I'm going to show you the ones that I made yesterday in the video. So the first thing I made was this tag. So I've just cut out a few different tag shapes. I've used one of the round embellishments. This is the basil, a little piece of book page, some cheesecloth, and there's another piece of, I'm not sure what that was. May have been a muslin, I think. And I just popped a little plate with a little word from a book on there. Then I made this tag, which I love, absolutely loved this. So it's just calico and muslin, one of the little embellishments with the birds and a little tag. And again, lots of that Tim Holtz stamping, because I stamp everything that is stationary. If it moves, it's lucky. If it doesn't move, it gets stamped. So I made that, and again, this is I think this is a lighter weight cardstock. This is, I don't know, maybe 200 GSM, something like that. And this is also 200 GSM, but this card is 300 that I made the large pocket with. That's 300 GSM cardstock. Then I made this little tag here where I've just sandwiched a little tag between some photo paper and the little, what's it called, you know, the sleeve that goes in between. So I made that. Then I made this little booklet again with the berries, and I've just left two inside there. I've popped a little tag either side and popped another little tag inside there. So that was just that little booklet. And then I made this pocket because I wanted to make something like the tag but bigger. Used a little embellishment with some book page and muslin and calico, and then inside there is a little tag from one of the blossom kit, and that's a very simple little tag using the blossom. This was a tag that I had from the Keeping Gardens, Embellished Keeping Gardens, I think. And then this was another little very simple tag where I've literally just stuck on an embellishment, and I just did a little collage at the back of that pocket. So that is what I did, and this was my prototype for the tag we made today, or this was my first prototype. And what I did with this was actually the 2-inch punch, and this was the kind of inside of one of the embellishments, so it made it small enough to go in the pocket. I made this tag, I don't really like it, but that was my prototype. Then I made this one, which was slightly improved on the one that I made first of all, and I made the circle, and then I thought I'm going to turn that into a tag, and it doesn't actually fit very well because it became too thick. I'd already backed the circle, so that doesn't work, but I do like this. So what I might do is cut this out. I do print this again, cut it out, and I'm going to embellish this pocket the same way I did that one. So that is, you know, what I was up to yesterday in between loading things onto the Mac. And that's our little tag from today. I'm really happy with that, like that a lot. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for all your lovely comments on the little flip out book that I used Paula's idea for that. So I will see you all soon. I hope the lighting is okay, and I will get this video uploaded before I delete it. I will see you again really soon. Take care. Bye.